So, I've got a tornado problem. I spend most of my days grazing the open plains, thinking about horses. And this is a happy life. I have no problems thinking about horses all day, every day. Then one day, somebody knocks at my door and is like, "Oh, Mr. Axoscore, there's like a new tornado mod. You're gonna die now. See ya." And I can't have this. I can't stand with this because, tornadoes, they go across big open plains. And you know what else is on big open plains? Horses. And horses are like my way of life, so I just have to beat the tornadoes to show my dominance. So like every day or so, a new storm will spawn, and in that storm, a tornado will appear. The way I have it set up, it starts off pretty peaceful, no storm in sight. But then eventually one will start up, and then it'll grow. And because all the tornadoes are constantly moving towards me, the sky will just keep getting more and more blocked out by the clouds. And then eventually it finds me, and it kills me. And then the tornado goes away, which makes it kind of like a wave-type survival. But before I start, I have to show you the failure. I mean, I'm doing this in hardcore, so there's bound to be a failed attempt somewhere. It all started with goobius maximus, the best world, but actually not really the best world because it's kind of desolate. I mean, look at this. There's no animals anywhere. It's just kind of just sand. But sand is fine. I get my first tree, and on the horizon I can see the first wave starting up. But it's still pretty far away at this point, so I have probably until nightfall before it gets here. So I went and dived into a cave, got basic tools, but I still need food, so while exploring nearby, searching for animals, I found some trees and I started cutting them down, and you can see in the background there's already the tornado ominously approaching from the distance. Since I abandoned that cave, the only real shelter I could find was this random dilapidated bridge that was kind of just sitting there in the open. So for the time being, I had to just dig inside of it. I can't. I need to mine this. Get in. It actually turned out to be pretty safe in there. So I stayed in there until the storm slowly dissipated over the course of like 5 minutes. And then I left, and then it was time for wave 2. At the start of the next morning, I found this desert village, and I thought, this place has lots of food, it has lots of houses. I'm gonna shelter here during the tornado, because a tornado would never be able to pick up sandstone.
La la. Hello, Mr. Ville. Oh my god, it's really close.
So the tornado starts dropping down and everything, and I do possibly one of the dumbest things I could have done in this situation. I go outside and I just start standing around looking at it. Okay, I'm gonna get one of these. I'm gonna get one of these. I'm gonna run back in. I'm gonna run back in. It's coming. And this thing is spinning really fast. Like, look at it. It's like, it's zooming. And all the while I'm standing out here with these villagers like, But yeah, you're never gonna believe what happened next.
Don't run that way. No. 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 Oh, it's taking the sandstone. It's taking the sandstone.
And just like that, goobius maximus was dead. But I can't give up now, so I started a new world, and this time I would be serious. Serious mode.
Goobius Maximus is gone. Goobius Maximus is dead to me. Now it's time for Goobius's redemption. This is a way better start. Like, I already have iron.
This time I wasn't gonna waste my time going around looking at villagers all day, so I immediately went up, got food, got some resources, and I could already see storm number 1 hanging around on the horizon. But I'm not gonna be stupid this time, so I go over to this plains biome and I make myself a little hole in the ground. I called it the goop hole. I was pretty sure that tornadoes can't take grass or dirt or stones, so I sat inside this hole all night, and then eventually wave 1 was gone. As the next storm started up, I saw this little house, and the first idea I have when I see a random house in the middle of nowhere is to break in and rob it, so I take its bed and also steal its wheat. Then I went boating for a little bit, found some iron in a shipwreck, then took out my anger on the local wildlife. But then storm number 2 was already approaching on the ocean, so I did the age-old tactic of mining like 16 blocks into the ground and hiding in it. Also, when I want to clear my inventory, I can just like throw blocks outside, then the tornado just kind of eats it, which is pretty nice, honestly. But yeah, while I was waiting, I smelted some of that iron I found earlier, and then when the storm was over, I went out and explored a bit and spotted a little village on the horizon.
I'm genuinely so sorry for what happened last time. I didn't know, okay?
And this was a nice place, but they didn't really have that much to offer me, so I just killed their animals, stole their beds, then headed north, where I would then see wave number 3 starting up. This time around, I wanted to make myself some sort of cobblestone house to stay in, because there's no way a tornado would be able to take cobblestone, right? So I swam over to the beach and started building. By the time I was getting pretty close to finishing the house, it was getting dark outside, so I went inside and slept. When I woke up the next day, I could see on the horizon that the tornado was about to spawn. So I made the last minute decision and made myself a little hole in the ground, like a basement where I could hide. And this was a really good decision because there's something I haven't told you yet about the tornadoes. You see, as I get closer and closer to wave number 50, it's going to get progressively harder. On wave 3, the tornado's max size is increased, it follows me more tightly, and this is going to keep happening every 10 waves after wave 10 happens. On wave 30, it'll be able to pick up grass and dirt. Then on wave 40, in the last 10 waves, it'll get the ability to pick up stone, dirt, anything. Which means, yeah, this little hole thing I'm doing won't work eventually. But anyhow, as I watched the tornado form, I could see that it was just a little bit bigger than the previous two.
That's really big. Okay. Is it coming? Is it coming this way? It's coming.
And at this point, I was having like flashbacks back to the sandstone village that I was in at the start, where the tornado like ripped away all the blocks and took me to the skies. So I just like hid underground. And you know, that was fine and all until the tornado started taking the cobblestone.
Oh, 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 wait. Oh my god. It just took off the roof. It took off the roof. It broke the cobblestone roof. Is my bed still up there?
So yeah, if I had stayed in my little house up there, I would be dead right now. Also, it took my bed, which kind of sucks, but the village is like 200 blocks away. So I boat over to the village, and by that point, the storm was slowly starting to go away.
Okay, now that this storm is like starting to deteriorate, I need to make like an actual base. I just need to find where to put it before the next wave comes.
So I kept exploring. I boated across this big open ocean because I really needed to find a place to build my base. Because at this point, I've kind of just been wandering around for 3 days. But then something pretty unlucky happened.
It's raining. It's raining right here. Oh my god, a storm spawned on top of me. Okay, so this is wave number 4. I get no preparation. I have to go.
So yeah, storm spawned right on top of me, but luckily I found this little cave. And this place was pretty cozy, so I thought, you know what, I'm gonna set up shop here. So I put all my items away, set up a little campfire to cook my food, and waited out the storm in the cave. By the time the storm was winding down, I spotted a village just outside the area my cave was in. And you know, thinking about it now, there's no way I'm gonna be able to keep like an animal pen or anything, because the tornado is just gonna suck it all up, so I stole as much wheat as I could. Also, Stonehenge. Storm number 5 came on quickly, so I went to the mines, and I found this cool cave with a ton of iron in it. After spending a while in the caves, the storm on the surface was starting to end, so I went out there, cut down some trees, and I don't know why I did this, but I planted some saplings, even though they're probably just going to get destroyed by the tornadoes. I kept exploring and found yet another village, but this one had already gotten hit by a tornado, and I thought, you know what, they can handle another, so I stole all their food and dug a little hole inside their church.
Oh, that's pretty big.
And you know, thinking about it now, leading a tornado to people's homes and like letting it get destroyed and letting everybody die probably violates the Geneva Conventions in some way or another. So I got out of there, man. I went back to my base and I started mining. And I mined for a while, thinking about my past crimes. But you know, I didn't really find anything in this mining session. Also, while I'm down here in the mines, I can still hear the wind from the tornadoes, so I can pretty accurately tell when the tornadoes are coming and leaving. When I went back up to the surface, wave 7 was already over and all my grass got taken, which is pretty lame, but now is not the time to worry about grass. Now's the time to look at bridges. Okay, so wave number 8 is starting up. I think I need to test and find out like what blocks do better inside of the tornado, because like it picks up the cobblestone, right? It picks up the cobblestone, so I can't make a cobblestone house. But like I want to see if it does like stone brick, like andesite.
Mr. Cow, I'm gonna kidnap you one day. I'm gonna kidnap you one of these days, Mr. Cow, and I'm gonna bring you back to my place, and we're gonna be so happy together, Mr. Cow.
Okay, so for this, I'm gonna like place down just a little thing right here. So my plan for this was to put down some blocks, wait for the tornado to hit, and see if it takes any. This way I could know what blocks to make a house out of. I'll put some cobbled beach slate here too. With it all set up, all I had to do was wait, but then I saw a pig out in the open, and I thought, you know what? I'm gonna save this pig, because I'm probably gonna need a pig later. And I'm gonna save you. Hold on. I need to save you, because it's about to start. Stupid dog. Shut up. So I put the pig in the box, and by this point the tornado was very well on its way, so I went down into the mines and found my first vein of diamonds. You know, it only took me like 10 days to get here. When I headed back up to the surface, I looked over at my test blocks, and it looked like it was untouched, so I was pretty confident that I could make a base out of them. Also, Stonehenge got wrecked. You see how my whole area has like no trees in it? Well, I had like a really bad idea, like a really stupid, dumb idea. During Wave 9, I just thought it would be a really good idea to go out and chop a bunch of wood while there's an imminent tornado about to spawn on top of me. And of course, I underestimated how fast the tornado would be coming at me. Did I leave my boat behind? Where's my boat? I left my boat behind. Where is it? Okay, I don't think I have time for this. Honestly, it looks like it's like going towards my house. It's starting. I need to get back. Go, 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 go. Go. Am I too late? I So I wasn't able to make it back to my little cave, but I was able to mine a little hole in the ground, and from there I was safe to watch the tornado until it went away. Right after that though, I went straight back to the forest, because as the storm is dying down, that's like the only time I'm basically safe from tornadoes. It's like a grace period, which is important because tomorrow will be wave 10, and the tornadoes will upgrade again. So I got to work chopping wood to make my base. After I got wood, just to be extra sure, I made a little box on top of my base to test again to see if it would pick up deep slate. For the rest of wave 10, I went back into the mines and strip mined for a little while and found some more diamonds. And this is good because now I can get obsidian and make a real tornado-proof house. At least I was pretty sure obsidian would be basically tornado-proof. But for now, I could just use deep slate for a house because there's no way a tornado will be able to pick up deep slate, right? Storm number 11 spawned really far away from me, which gave me plenty of time to start building a house. And by house, I mean like a deep slate box. Turns out the tornado spawned far enough away from me that it didn't even affect me. It kind of just disappeared before it got here. So I had plenty of time to keep building. And then literally the exact same thing happened with the next storm. Like it spawned 2,000 blocks away from me. And I mean, I'm not complaining because I kind of need the time to build. Because when wave 20 comes, the storms are going to spawn closer and closer. But anyways, like with the last house that got destroyed, I decided to put a basement on this one, just in case. And then I decided to improve my mineshaft staircase so that I could go down and up faster. But then while mining, I encountered the scariest thing known to man. Child ownership. It's a baby. There's a baby. Get away. Apparently killing babies comes with great benefits because this cave had like tons of iron and resources in it. And then I decided to go back to the surface and the tornado was scary, so I said never mind, and I went back down to my little basement and started building again. But you know, this bunker was actually working pretty well for me. So come wave 15, I decided to finish it up. I continued to build the walls in the basement and I added like iron bars as windows, and I also added an iron door. I even started digging out a pathway from my original cave to the basement I made. As wave 16 started, I got my first piece of obsidian, and I also found this really cool looking cave. It had like a lake in it, and like it has a ton of iron. Tons of iron. And I was so excited to go back up and finish my beautiful little box base that I spent like an hour building. You know, I was just overflowing with happiness, and then I come up and where's my door? Man, it's really foggy in here. I really hope my house is okay. My house got destroyed. My house got destroyed. I was so stricken with grief. I spent like a whole 20 minutes building this house, and now it was gone. I went back up after and all my grass was taken, and just to make it even more painful, there was like this spider hovering on the horizon staring at me menacingly, and I couldn't take it anymore. The humiliation. It was just too much. I spent like 20 minutes kind of just standing around, not knowing what to do, because I mean, my house got destroyed. Like, what am I gonna do now? It even took the iron door. Guess I'm a basement dweller now, just like in real life. But actually, maybe being a basement dweller is completely fine because I looked back at my cave base and everything that was under a grass block was completely untouched. So I formulated my new strategy, the dirt roof, because there's no way it'll ever be able to pick up dirt, right? And so began the era of me hiding deep underground and ignoring my problems. I still wanted a way to see the tornadoes up close though, so I got a bunch of obsidian and planned to make some sort of shelter up there. Okay, so this is the end of wave 17. I need like a friend. Remember that pig? That pig is 100% dead. But these guys can fly. Oh wait, they live on. The pigs live on. They found shelter. Yeah, Gooberly Hooberly the 15th. That's your name now. I don't even remember this chicken's name. It was like Goobly Hoobly or something stupid like that. But with this chicken, I was happy. Doom is coming. Doom and death and destruction.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Give me your obsidian, boy. Look at my beautiful face. Look at my beautiful face. Yeah, my obsidian.
On wave 19, I went back down to that big lake cave that I saw earlier, and I built a dock on the water because I kind of wanted to make a base here eventually. Also, it turns out that if you combine obsidian with glass, you can make like a special reinforced glass, and I thought like surely this will be resistant to the tornadoes, right? On wave 20, the tornadoes were upgrading yet again, so I wanted to test it out. So I got my obsidian together, got my glass, and started making what I thought was a tornado-proof bunker. I placed the glass, and you know, this place looked pretty nice. But then when the tornado came, the glass didn't last that long.
Wait, no, 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 no.
Goobly Hoobly the Third, I don't remember his name. He's in the stratosphere now, so rest in peace. Yeah, that reinforced glass was a complete scam, so instead of using glass, I got some of those iron bars from my old base, and I put those on instead, because they don't seem to break at all. And just for good measure, I put dirt on top of it. On wave 21, I went back down to the lake cave that I built the dock in, and I started building a little shack down here, because I just think that the basement I'm using right now is just way too close to the surface, because on wave 30, it's going to be able to pick up grass and dirt and stuff. I'm afraid it's just going to drill right down to me. It looks pretty basic right now, I'm gonna be honest, but it's a way safer place to store all my items. I went back up to my bunker to test and see how it worked, and I was able to see a bunch of mobs getting flung around out there, which was pretty cool. Then I saw a wandering trader outside, and I decided to peacefully negotiate for his leads. Anyways, with my sick new leads, I was able to get a couple pigs, and I kidnapped them and put them in my house. And just to keep them extra safe, I put them deep underground in my little shack I made. For the rest of wave 22, I mined a bunch of iron, then I realized that there's like this tornado sensor, tornado siren block that you can make, and like a radar, which I thought was pretty cool, so I went to get some redstone to build it. And while mining for redstone, I found diamonds. And then I found diamonds again. And then I found diamonds again. It took like 10 minutes of mining just to find redstone, because I just kept finding diamonds. I don't even need diamonds anymore.
I just do this, it's here, and then now I have a radar.
So this radar is pretty cool. It lets me like see storms growing on the surface while I'm underground, lets me see when tornadoes are coming, lets me see how windy it is. And this is going to be pretty important for telling when storms are coming, because I'm basically just like a mole underground right now. Also, I was able to make full diamond armor with those diamonds that I found while looking for redstone. On wave 24, I went back down to the water cave and made myself a little farm, because this place is like perfect for making a farm. It's literally filled with water. Then I had the idea to mine a tunnel from my surface basement area all the way down to the water cave. And this was a bit more convenient than going through some random cave to get to the storage room, but I really wanted to make myself a minecart track that goes down here so I can just ride down. So I spent actually like all my iron, all my gold making these railroad tracks, and I made the path down to the water cave. And this worked pretty well at first. You can see that I'm zooming here, but it doesn't go up. So I guess this is just a one-way railroad track now, which is still pretty useful. If there's like an emergency on the surface, then I can still really quickly get down. Also, I made a tornado siren, because why not? For most of wave 26, I spent my time making another building by the lake. I used the reinforced glass for windows down there, because I don't really have any other purpose for it. I wanted this place to be like a smeltery, you know, like a place to put my furnaces and stuff. On wave 27, the storm was roaring outside, so I went down and bred my pigs. I didn't even know you could breed pigs with potatoes. Like, I thought they just took carrots, but it was pretty convenient because I have a whole potato farm down here. I went back to the village near my house again and found myself a saddle in one of their houses, and I immediately thought I wanted this horse in my house. But then a storm started right on top of me, so instead of getting a horse, I went back to my house and got all my stuff and used the minecart track to move all my stuff down to the new base. Immediately when it was safe though, I went back and harassed the horse until it loved me, and I brought it back to my house by stuffing it down this hole. It didn't even make sense to have the horse in here. Like, I'm not going to be able to ride it. It's in the hole. But I can't worry about horses right now because it's almost time for wave 30. So for the rest of wave 29, I decided to go down and make myself a proper pig pen. And by pen, I mean a prison. The last 10 days or so before wave 40 are just pure preparation. I need to get food and farms set up and get more resources because soon, nowhere is going to be safe. After completing my beautiful pig prison, I went out and explored and searched for some sugarcane, because I wanted to make a sugarcane farm on the lake. But by the time I got back, it was already wave 30, and you can see here, it was already starting to dig into my original basement. So while that was going on, I went down and put my pigs into my pig prison, where they belong. And yeah, after just a single tornado, the surface was already getting all jumbled. Like, it looked like a bomb went off out here. Anyways, while I was looking around, I found something truly incredible. I found a dog. Say hello to Bloopus. And then I found another, and I named it Pistachio. These were the best dogs in the world. They were just the best dogs I could have asked for, so I put them in my hole. And then I decided to feed my pig. And then I decided to make my sugarcane farm so I could have paper for books for enchanting. Also, I went back up and my original basement is fully starting to break apart. Like some of the walkways in the original cave I stayed in aren't even safe anymore because the tornadoes can just like drill down to them now. At least for now, the horse is too big to fit through any of the holes. On wave 32, I multiplied my pig army and then went boating for what would probably be the last time. When wave 40 comes and it's able to take stone and stuff, I'm not going to be able to like dig down and hide from the tornado. It's just going to get me. So this is basically my last chance to explore before it becomes too dangerous. In this village, I didn't find that much. There was kind of just like a pickaxe and like maybe boots. And I tried to explore further, but then another storm spawned, so I had to basically just take refuge in the village again. So I mined a deeper hole this time, and yeah, the village got completely destroyed. But it was even worse than last time, because this time, they got their dirt taken too. So it's like war crimes plus. Ignoring the war crimes though, on the way back I found some ruined portals and got some obsidian. On wave 34 I realized that my cave base might not be deep enough for the later tornadoes, so I started mining down to the bottom of the world. Then I noticed something on my map. It kinda looked like an ancient city, but also kinda didn't look like an ancient city, so I wanted to check it out. After a bunch of digging I found this really cool underground ruined portal, but then I finally breached the surface of the cave. But this wasn't an ancient city, and it wasn't even deep dark either.
That's a wither skeleton. Why is there a wither skeleton in here? You're not supposed to be here.
It was like some sort of weird wither skeleton fortress thing. So I explored it a bit, it had pretty good loot, but this thing is like completely filled with wither skeletons. So I decided I would head back here later because I needed to clear out my inventory and I also wanted to get some torches to spawn proof it. So that's what I did. On wave 35 I went back down there and instead of taking it seriously like I should have, I kind of just started messing around.
La la la. La la la. La.
Oh my god.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La la.
Ow! I didn't even touch it. No, stupid flower. Dude, there's so many of you.
So yeah, this place is pretty dangerous, but I wanted the treasure, so I kept pushing forward.
Ow! Anvil. Diamond axe. There's a pressure plate. Oh, oh my god. Stay away. Oh my god. Okay. Please don't be booby trapped.
I found some good loot here, but I wanted to leave because it would be really dumb if I lost my hardcore world after all this time to like a wither skeleton. But you know, this place would be perfect if like my above base got destroyed or something and I needed another place to go. So on wave 36 I expanded my sugarcane farm and then improved the staircase down to the fortress so I could go down there quicker in case something really bad happened. I spent the entirety of wave 37 getting dirt because I ran out of it, and soon the surface is going to become way too dangerous to actually get more dirt, so I made sure to stock up on it. On wave 38 I grew my pig army even bigger, then went out to get cows. I really wanted to make an enchantment table area before wave 40 hit, so after getting some leather I spent some time getting obsidian, and then after I made the enchantment table, just look at this. The tornado's literally like clipping into the roof of my base, which probably means the tornadoes can reach me, but I didn't want to think about that right now, so I just started building the enchanting area. But before I could even complete it, it was time for wave 40. Now, not only can the tornadoes take deep slate and stone now, but their size was set to the max, and I just watched it grow bigger and bigger and bigger until it was literally right next to me. I kind of spent too much time watching. So I run down the minecart track and get to the cave and everything, and you know, instead of running further down like a normal person would, I just sat there and waited, and eventually the whole cave was covered in fog.
It's basically just sitting on top of me right now. It's just sitting on top of me. There's... What was that? Is it taking things above me? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
My cave base was suddenly no longer safe. I ran down the emergency staircase I made down to the Wither Fortress and waited it out there. But even this place, even though it was at like the bottom of the world, it wasn't safe from the tornadoes.
What? Does that go all the way to the surface? It mined all the way down here.
After staying down here for a little while, I went back up to the surface to look at the damage. And just to get up there, I had to like use a water bucket and slowly make my way up. But yeah, basically everything got completely destroyed. And this was just one tornado. I had to survive 10 more of these. The only thing left standing was the obsidian bunker I made a while ago. And at this point, I didn't actually know if any tornado could possibly take obsidian, but this was my best bet. So I got all my food together, packed up my important things, and started collecting obsidian to make a final bunker. I went back down to the Wither Fortress because that seemed like the safest place I could choose for now, and I started building.
Obsidian, right here. Okay, this is safe now.
I didn't need anything fancy, I just needed a place where I could fit a radar and my dogs. So I got Bloopus and Pistachio in, but I still needed more obsidian. Near the shelter I found a very convenient lava pool, so I could much more safely get obsidian without going through like this big tunnel, because before I was getting it through my old mineshaft. So I just got more obsidian, and when the wind came I went back to the shelter.
Did it just take a block right there? Oh my god, it's literally raining blocks. It's raining blocks.
The entire cave outside was collapsing. You can even see that water was starting to pour down, but as long as it didn't reach the bunker, I would be safe.
Ow, no! Don't do that. Stop. Stop doing that. No, don't go out there. Don't go out there. Come back. Come back. Come on. Get back in. Sit.
On wave 42, I got more obsidian for the bunker, and I realized because the tornado was mining the blocks all around me, it was actually exposing a lot of diamonds. And I mean, I don't really need diamonds now, but it's pretty cool. On wave 43, I kind of just sat inside all day, but I dug a tunnel downwards, just in case. On wave 44, giant cracks were starting to appear on the cave ceiling, and it was really dangerous doing this, but I was able to make it back to my original cave base with the lake. And it was actually doing surprisingly well. I got a couple pieces of food from there, and my pigs were doing well too, only a couple escaped. But now that I had everything I needed, it was kind of just a waiting game from this point on. So waves 45 through 49, I just stayed in my bunker and watched the radar. I sat and watched tornado after tornado as they threw themselves at me, but my bunker was too strong. When wave 50 came, there were 2 storms this time, but it didn't really make much of a difference. I was like 100% sure at this point that obsidian would never break. Eventually wave 50 was over and it was time to go look at the actual damage. So I went outside for the first time in a while, and yeah, this place was like a giant crater. All around my base, the world was completely reduced to bedrock. The city I explored was gone and now there's just like water everywhere. So I started bridging around to try and find my original base.
So if that's there, then it should be like over there, kind of. There it is. There it is. Hold on. I see pigs.
All my pigs were somehow completely fine, even though the rest of the world was like destroyed. It only took like half of them, and most of the base was intact. But then I found the minecart path I made a while ago, and that led me straight back to the basement I made, or what was left of it. Yeah, that horse I saved is like 100% dead now. Basically, the entire base was stripped away, except for this torch. I have absolutely no idea how this torch managed to survive like 11 tornadoes, but I'm not gonna question it. Anyways, yeah. That was 50 waves of tornadoes in hardcore Minecraft.